Hello everyone, today we're going to check the different past tenses, okay? Today we're going to check these four tenses, the past simple, the past continuous, the present perfect, and the present perfect continuous. Let's start with the simple past. Mary was really happy yesterday. She went to the bank and asked for a loan. She wanted to open a business. So you see, in this short story we have a description of the simple past. Normally we use the simple past to talk about events in the past with specific time references. Usually when we talk about the past, we talk about anecdotes. For example, in this case, Mary was really happy yesterday. Remember that for the simple past, you need time expressions or context because it has to be a specific time. Okay, you cannot just say this without a time expression or contextual references to the time. Okay, remember the simple past is specific. Let's analyze this a little bit more. And remember, we have two types of simple past. We have the simple past for the verb to be and the simple past for other verbs. They are a little different. So for example here, Mary was happy yesterday. She went to the bank. She wasn't nervous. She didn't go to the mall. And then one friend tells you, was she nervous? Okay, was she nervous? It's with a question mark, obviously. Was she nervous? No, she wasn't. Did she get a loan? Yes, she did. So you see, normally we can also make questions with the verb to be, but we can also make questions with other verbs. Okay, remember please, the verb to be is a little special. Why was she happy? She was happy because she got the loan. What time did she go? She went in the morning. So you see, here we have these different expressions about the simple past. Remember, in all of these cases, I have the context that all of these activities happened yesterday. That's why I can use a simple past. And I don't have to repeat the time expression every single time I mention it, because you know the context. Okay, so remember, if you have a context, you don't have to repeat the time expression every single time. Now, about the past continuous. Last night I was watching a movie. I saw The Godfather 2. It was amazing. So you see, past continuous. It was an activity in the past with a duration. Okay, we use the past continuous for an ongoing event in the past with specific time references. Okay, an event that was in progress in the past. Okay, last night I was watching a movie. Okay, the action is in progress and you always should use a reference. In this case, the reference is last night. Remember, you need a time expression or context. And also, because this is a continuous action, you need to use dynamic verbs only. The structure, we use the verb to be in the past and the verb with ing. Simple. We also have an association between the past continuous and the past simple. Okay, because remember, the past simple can be a time reference, basically. I was taking a shower when you called me. I'm sorry for not answering. So you see, first I was taking a shower and then you called me. So there was like an interruption. Normally that's the way we can understand the simple past in respect to the past continuous. I was taking a shower. The first action that was that. I was taking a shower. And then the interruption. When you called me. Okay, when you called me. The simple past can be understood as an interruption of the activity. The ongoing action may continue or stop. It's possible that the action stops here, or maybe the action just continues. Because I was taking a shower, I didn't hear you, I just continued taking the shower. So remember, it can be stopped or it can continue. Now, about the present perfect, that in this case we're adding the connotation that is simple because it's not the continuous one. Sasha is a nurse. He works in a big hospital. He has helped many people throughout the years. Recently, he has received a medal because he saved 2 children from a fire. He is a real-life hero. So you see, Sasha is this nurse and he is very, very heroic. Now, in the text, I use some sentences with the present perfect. Normally, we use the present perfect to talk about events that happened before the present. That's why I use the name present perfect, because the events happened before the present. Okay? And the important thing is that the exact time is unknown or unimportant. We don't care for the specific time, or it is not important just for the idea. He has helped many people throughout the years. I am not mentioning the specific time when he did that action. Recently, he has received a medal. Recently is not a specific time expression. He hasn't opened his own hospital yet. They can be also affirmative or negative, remember. The structure, we use have or has and the past participle. Okay, the third form of the verb, the past participle form. Now, let's be more specific about some characteristics. Recently, he has received a medal. When you say that he has received, that means that this action is completed. So this is an action that is completely finished. It started in one moment and then it stopped. Okay, you have the duration here. First, the action happened in one moment and then the action stopped. Okay, he received. The person gave the medal, extended the arm, and gave the medal to the man. And that's it. So you see, this action is an action that is usually complete, completely finished actions. Okay, it happened in the past, and I don't know when, but it's an action that is completed. You can also talk about repeated actions. He has helped many people throughout the years. So throughout the years, he started helping and then he finished helping. He started helping and then he finished helping, etc., etc. You see, you always have this starting and stopping in all of these situations. And again, we have no idea when these activities happened. Okay, we have no idea when these activities happened. So repeated actions that are finished also come in this category. And finally, the one that is a little bit arbitrary and a little bit ambiguous is when you talk about periods of time. He has helped many people for 20 years, or he has helped many people since 2000. When you use the expressions for and since, you are implying this here, that he started in one moment in the past that we don't know, and then he continued the activity. Now, it is possible that he is still doing the activity now, or that he finished the activity in one moment before now. But the important thing is that it started in one moment in the past and we don't know when that is. Okay, remember the time expression means that, in this case there is no time expression, there is no specific time reference. He has helped many people. That's it. He started doing it one day and then he continued doing it. We don't know if he is still doing it or if he finished. But we know that he started in one moment before now. So these are not time expressions properly, okay? They are just references of the duration of the period of time. Don't think about these expressions with for or since as time expressions, because they are not. Now, the present perfect continues, and this is the interesting one because you probably remember. Victor likes to read. He has read many books these days. He has been reading The Lord of the Rings. He enjoys this book. So in this case, I am using this expression. He has been reading The Lord of the Rings. You see? He has been reading The Lord of the Rings. In this case, the structure is this. We use have or has, been, and the verb with ing. He has been reading. Now, in the case of the present perfect continuous, you have the two characteristics. Present perfect and the continuous. The perfect part and the continuous part. He has been, that is the perfect section, has and the past participle. And the continuous section is here, been reading. That's the verb to be, and then the verb with ing. It's like a combination of the simple present, the present perfect and the present continuous. He has been reading The Lord of the Rings. Now, about the meaning. What is the meaning of this? It is also for events before the present, but the specific thing here is that they are actions in progress or actions that are incomplete, actions that we didn't finish doing. Okay, those are actions that we didn't finish doing. And remember, again, the exact time is unknown or unimportant. We don't know when these activities happened. But this is the difference, and this is an important thing here. The action started in one moment in the past, but we don't know of. But in this case, we are sure that the action is still in progress in the present. He has been reading The Lord of the Rings. Usually we have to assume that the present perfect continuous is an action that is temporary. It's not something that is permanent or finished. It's something that is in progress or incomplete, and also temporary. Here is the difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. He has read a book. He has been reading the book, The Lord of the Rings. There is a difference between these two sentences. Grammatically, both of them are correct. Okay? The two of them make sense. But maybe they refer to different things or to different situations. When you say that he has read the book, what I usually will assume is that he finished reading the book. Because remember, usually when we use the present perfect, it means that actions are finished. Most of the time. Only when you use for or since you can have this ambiguity. But besides that, no. It's always an action that is finished. Okay, he has finished reading the book. But in the case of the present perfect continuous, you're using he has been reading the book. So in this case, he didn't finish the book yet. Okay, in both cases, the time is unknown or unimportant. That is still something that keeps ongoing. So in these cases, the two sentences are correct, but they have different meanings. My mother has worked for 20 years. I could probably presume that she is retired. The idea is that she just worked for 20 years. We don't know if she's still working. But when you say my mother has been working for 20 years, in that case, she worked for 20 years and in the present, she is still working. So that's the difference. When you say my mother has worked, yes, I know that she worked for 20 years. I am not sure if she's still working or if she is retired. But I can assume, because it usually refers to actions that are finished. But when you use the present perfect continuous, you are sure that the action is still happening in the present. So she is still working. In this case, I am sure that she is still working. So because of the ambiguity, I would say that this is probably what you want to say, but maybe you want to be more specific. Remember that you also have the context. That helps a lot sometimes. The next one. I have watched that series. Oh, I have watched. That means that I finished the TV show. I have been watching that series. In that case, I haven't finished the series yet. So remember, the two are correct, but they have different meanings. In this case, this is not ambiguous. This is I finished, I didn't finish. Now, in some cases, you can't use the continuous. It has rained 3 times this week. Because it started to rain and then it finished. It started to rain and then it finished. If you can't say it has been raining 3 times this week. Because that means that in this moment, the 3 rains should be happening. And that's illogical. Why? Well, because if it has not stopped raining, it cannot be 3 times. It's only 1 time for a big period. So that's the problem with this one. Okay, you cannot say this because that means that the 3 rains are happening at the same time. But when it rains, we usually don't refer like, oh, it is stopped raining from this cloud and this other cloud is still raining. No, it doesn't make much sense. It has to stop raining and then the next day it starts raining again. That's the difference, remember. And finally, again, some situations that are ambiguous. It has rained all day long. In this case, this is ambiguous. I could say it may have stopped, but I don't know. I just don't know if it has stopped. It has been raining all day long. In this case, it is very clear that it is raining in this moment. So remember, to clear out the ambiguity, especially for this one, you need the context. Okay, more sentences will help you. But if you want to clarify that the action is still happening in this moment, you use the present perfect continuous. Okay, so usually that's what we will try to remember, please. When you use the present perfect, the actions are finished. When you use the present perfect continuous, the actions are still in progress or the actions are still incomplete. And that's it about all of these tenses, okay? We have the simple present, we have the past simple, that is specific, the past continuous, that is an action in progress in the past, and you can associate the two. The present perfect simple, that refers to actions that are finished, and the present perfect continuous, that refers to actions that are temporary in progress in this moment. Okay, they have started in one moment in the past and they continue up to the present. So that's it for this part. Please remember to give a like to this video, share, subscribe, and don't forget to wash your hands. Okay, so that's it for now. Bye bye.